From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today.
From the lines, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are...
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching ATN Politics right here on Atlantic Television Network. And joining us today on ATN Politics is no other person than Johnson Wally, a political analyst. Good evening and welcome to ATN Politics. How are you doing? I'm very well then. All right, let's delve right into the story. No Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, has condemned the continued harassment and attempts to arrest the Director General Media and Publicity to the Kano State Government, Malam Sanusi Bature Dawakin Tofa. In a statement that was made available to newsmen in Kano, the NNPP National Publicity Secretary Ladipo Johnson said police authorities, as apparently mandated from Abuja, were still making spirited efforts to arrest Sanusi Dawakin Tofa despite a court injunction restraining the Nigerian police from carrying out such arrests. Johnson clarified that the repeated attempts to arrest Sanusi Dawakin Tofa, which have also bordered on the possible harassment of members of his family, was in connection with a petition purportedly written against him by a former Kano State Governor and National Chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Alhaji of the police, saying it was an affront on the rule of law and a crass abuse of power. He added that Sanusi has since been forced into hiding as there is a flagrant abuse of the rule of law by an institution meant to uphold the law. Since there is a court injunction restraining the police, further attempts to arrest Sanusi cast a terrible slur on the image of the Nigerian police, a sad reminder of similar actions and posturing regarding the regrettable power gained in Kano over the Emir saga till date. Maybe somewhere along the way, the ruling party will realize how much the leadership of their party may have damaged their brand, especially in northern Nigeria. NMPP called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, PhD, a renowned professional, to ensure that the police as an institution resists the dangerous slide into partisan politics and to restrain his men from further harassment and intimidation of Sanusi, whom it stated has his fundamental human rights protected under the law and should be respected. Well, Johnson, here is the police agents, trying to arrest someone who has a court injunction already that he shouldn't be remanded or he shouldn't be arrested, as it were. That's talking about Sanusi. And now he's been harassed, he's been threatened, and he's been looked out for in order to be arrested. I'd like to get your thoughts on this. You think this development is right, is proper, even when the Sanusi had a court injunction that he shouldn't be arrested and the police force are trying to arrest him?
Well, since the 2023 election, I've seen so many cases of abuses of power and different things playing out in Kano State. It's not really a good one at all. From traditional institution to power torso, and I just feel like more or less like the former ruling party APC. I think they are really having they're feeling really bad for losing the states. So another question we need to be asking ourselves now: the law itself, is the law only meant for the poor masses? Because when things like this happens, we tend to understand that those who are in high authority tend to degrade our law institution. They feel like the law is not embedded on them at all. Like they feel like the law is just for the poor masses. You see a court will issue an order sending people not to arrest somebody. You still want to go ahead to arrest, but that shows that you don't even regard the law at all. Right? So that's how we see. That's how we find ourselves in this country, Nigeria. That a court of complete jurisdiction will issue an order rescinding anybody for parading or arresting anybody. Yet the police is trying to arrest the same person. That's why people keep saying police are overdoing things. Right? They are not following the rule of law. There need to be check and balances here. You won't do the work of the police, also the work of a lawyer.
All right.
The court have issued a statement, an injunction, don't arrest the person. Yes, you still want to go ahead to arrest the person. What the person's crime? So that's how we find ourselves in this country. People try to abuse power because you're opportune to be in the helm of affair. You're controlling from here, from Abuja, from here. You can give order to IG or commissioner to do their dirty deeds on behalf of you. No, we need to discourage something like that. We need to stop this harassment because you feel you're opportune to harass this person. You're in power. You won't be in power forever.
Well, I think that is where the angle where the NMPP are coming from, and they are saying that they had this is as a result of the petition that was purportedly written against the former Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, and this has prompted the police. So I want to take from what you said that when people in power, they are trying to tussle use security, most especially security agencies, to carry out their ambitions. But injunction restraining him from being arrested, and now we see the police running to and fro trying to intimidate, also harassing this person. And the worst part of it is that there's never been a statement from the Commissioner of Police, the Inspector General, I beg your pardon, Kayode Egbetokun, as regards to this. I would like to get your thought on this, because I think if there's an order from the Inspector General of Police where to his men, right, not to carry out such harassment and all of that, such arrest, and now they still go ahead, there should be disciplinary measures for them. But then there is no statement from the general.
They copied that particular judgment or that injunction to the police. Right? And another thing again, it was in our country, Nigeria, here, we tend to see some police people, disregarding the rule of law. Sometimes we hear some cases where people will be involved in true fighting. The police will be there to arrest other person. They feel like the person is inferior to that person, or they feel like the person is not on that person. For that reason, they will use that particular influence to intimidate this person. So on the side of the Inspector General of Police, at the end, all we will see now is that he's not aware of this particular issue that is happening now. So what I would advise is this particular thing is just that the NMPP itself should visit or should, tell this particular matter before the IG.
Inspector General of Police.
No, to see his own response. Maybe it might be that IG is not aware of this particular issue.
All right.
All right. So, and also, it might be like maybe what is playing at now is power toss between the two people. But they're trying to involve the police in it.
Okay.
Because they feel that police can do all the work for them. Because they are high and mighty. So they are trying to use some of the police to perpetrate that evil deed. You feel like maybe the IG is not aware about this particular matter. Even if the IG is aware about this particular matter, there are certain steps that need to be taken. Write a petition to the IG, telling IG what is really happening. If that has been done, they should wait for a response from the IG. And from there, if there is no response, then from there you can issue this alarm. All right,
good. All right, I quite like your thoughts on that, actually. So let's move on to the next story right now. President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima, allocations for the President and Vice President's refreshments and meals gulfs 618 million naira, 346,469 in the proposed budget for 2025. Findings by newsmen have revealed. ATN found that the sum of 1,732,106,427 naira and 7,014,596,511 naira was allocated for international and local trips for President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima, respectively, in the budget. ATN found this by perusing the proposed 2025 budget presented to the National Assembly by Tinubu on Wednesday. On the State House operations, President in the proposed budget budgeted 375,187,661 naira, 56,432,522 naira were allocated to foodstuff, catering materials, supplies and refreshment and meals for Tinubu, while Shettima got 177,127,419 naira and 14,998,867 naira for the same purpose. ATN also gathered that the allocation for the Vice President's foodstuff, catering materials, refreshments and meals in the proposed 2025 budget, 1,239 naira, were allocated for the same purposes for the Vice President, which amounts to 8,746,702,948 naira in total. Further findings also reveal that this is lesser than the 9,478,319,215 naira allocations for the Vice President and President's trip in the 2024 budget. Whilst I'm still reading this, I feel I've been tempted to laugh at this, but then let me get your thoughts on this.
When you're reading out the millions and billions, flying here and there from the budget, it's really amazed me how our leaders think.
Okay.
Anytime they feel like we need to do something for my people, they will issue palliative. They will dish out palliative bag of rice to Nigerians to share. They will keep asking ourselves, these people, how do they even see Nigerians? Are they seeing Nigerians to be beggars or what? Why are they lavish themselves with weight of Nigerian, drive expensive cars? Imagine the huge amount of money allocated to them in that budget. Whereas we have Nigerians who cannot even afford 1 square meal in a day.
Just for food stuff, catering materials and refreshments.
That's just for their travel expense, not even their household. So what are we even doing in this country? It's so insane that they'll just wake up one morning and start doing things to benefit themselves without even minding how the Nigerians are feeling about it. Fuel prices is high. Food item is high. Nothing is happening. We keep hearing things will come down. Nothing is happening, but they keep piling up cash for themselves and their family for their own personal consumption. So I don't know how our leaders think. I don't know how they're taking Nigerians for a ride. For Christ's sake. Anytime they just wake up, they will issue of palliative, they will distribute palliative bag of rice, bag of bean, bag of cereals for. How does that solve Nigerian problem? Will you also give out the next day, or are they lavishing Nigerians' wealth, embezzling millions of naira, billions of naira for their own personal use, for travel expenses, meals for them to enjoy themselves and look fresh while the Nigerians are dying? The people who voted them in that position are dying of hunger. But they think about themselves only. It's so absurd. When I say things like this, I begin to imagine, how did we get here? What is the way forward? It's just so crazy. Like, we don't have leaders who put Nigeria first. And they only put their own self first, and also their own smooth infrastructure first before Nigerians. It's so bad at that.
Well, it's been buzzing all over social media right now how the allocation for the vice president's foodstuff, catering materials, and of course refreshments, you know, for 2025 happens to be half of what was allocated in 2024. And a lot of social media netizens have been clamoring that probably we should be expecting bigger inflations come 2025, because this it's an highlight of probably what we should be expecting by 2025. Do you think so?
I think so. Nothing is possible in Nigeria here. Anything is possible. You can wake up today and see inflation rising high. You can wake up today and see that the fuel price is now going high more than the way it used to be. So nothing is, we are not surprised anymore. Nigeria will now have shock absorbers. You know, we take anything that comes because we know that things like this are coming. Because we know that we have leaders who don't even think about us. They wake up in the morning, what they think about is how much they are going to allocate for themselves. What they will do the next day to benefit them and their children and their relatives. Not thinking about what Nigeria will feel. So I'm not surprised, you know, if we wake up tomorrow or the next day, we'll see that things are, you know, getting worse, we'll not be surprised. That's the leaders, the kind of leaders we have. So we don't have leaders who have selfless spirit to serve Nigerians, you know, to bring Nigeria from this shackle of poverty now. You know, we see people who are suffering on the streets. So many people who are dying of hunger. So what they think about is just their own. We should think about what will benefit them and their family, their own personal household. So the inflation rising for next year, I won't be surprised though. I won't be surprised.
Well, let's talk about the trips now, the amounts that's been allocated for trip. And from the reports, the Tinubu's local and international trips are expected to go up about 873,886,689 naira. Oh, that's quite a lot for them. What are the trips? What are the benefits these trips will bring to Nigeria? Do you think it's going to bring, you know, lots of benefits to Nigeria?
Well, you know, we bring in a lot of benefit to Nigeria. You know, since they keep traveling, once they travel, the next thing we hear that either the president is borrowing money for so and so infrastructure.
Now, what happens to diplomatic relationships?
What?
What happens to diplomatic relationships?
You know, having ties with people, having bilateral relationship with, you know, outside or, you know, with other states, with other nations, is a welcome development though. But the question we need to ask ourselves, you know, what is in for Nigeria with that relationship you're creating? Is it just to create a relationship because I want to see this person, I want to have a handshake with this person? What are we getting in return? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. You know, you traveling. Okay, how many times have you seen any president coming to Nigeria to, you know, for a bilateral relationship?
Well, Indian president was here. Narendra Modi was here in Nigeria.
Next person again.
The France president was here. Emmanuel Macron.
We keep seeing our own president traveling the whole world. You know, different places. Any event that, you know, that being organized. It's not every event that you will be invited that you need to attend.
All right.
There are some events that you know that this event will not be beneficial for your country. It just, you know, it's not big. But our own case, once it's an invitation, they zoom off. Once it's an invitation, whether in Zealand, anywhere, whether it's beneficial for Nigeria, they zoom off. They spend our resources just to travel on air, live luxurious life. You know, you going out, you know, to have partnership with any country. How does it benefit the common man or the Nigerian world or the Nigerian itself? Does it benefit us? Is it that once you come back, the next one we hear the president want to borrow money, want to borrow millions of naira to you know, for this particular project? But, you know, what are we even doing? What is the benefit of the travel? You've been traveling for how many years now? Buhari did the same thing for more than 8 years. We didn't say anything. We keep seeing president is borrowing from China today. He's borrowing for China tomorrow. You know, we can't see what is really happening. Are we selling this country to foreigners? You know, you traveling outside the country is just for you to introduce investments, you know, things for your country. But in our own cases, we'll see them going to take pictures. What they come back with is pictures.
Well, that's what you think. Well, that's what you think. That's what you think, that they're only going there to take pictures. Probably there are lots of things going down behind the scenes which you wouldn't be aware of.
We need to see the working.
We
need to see it manifest in the Nigerian economy. You know, when you go out, you know, for something like this, for bilateral relationship, you know, for trade, for anything that, you know, according to them is beneficial to Nigeria. You know, Nigeria want to see those. We need to see it. Not just you traveling. Are you traveling to take pictures or to have a handshake with the president of that country? You know, what are you bringing for the common man in Nigeria? We are suffering enough in this country.
Well, just like I said, you might be seeing pictures, but you don't know something which is... A lot of things might be going down behind the scenes.
We need to see working. We need to see shows in our economy. We need to see things coming in. We need to see that investment. We need to see. They keep saying, yeah, we are partnering with this company in China, in this, that, for them to come and invest. When are they coming to invest? Are we going to hear the same story till next campaign? When are we going to see those things manifest? We keep hearing different rumors that okay, they have signed agreement with this and so China company, this and so this company, they want to come, they want to partner, they want to do like what are they doing? When is it going to manifest? Is it just paperwork? Or you just come out and say it, you want to partner with these people for that they will applaud you. Once they applaud you, then what's the next step?
All right. Okay, then let's move on to the next story now. Magistrates Court in Ado-Ekiti has granted human rights activist Dele Farotimi bail in the sum of 330 million naira, beg your pardon. The 2023 African Action Congress ASC presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore announced the development in his X handle on Friday. The bail conditions include a 30 million naira bond, 2 sureties, one of whom must be a property owner, the submission of his passport, and a restriction on granting media interviews. Well, that's good news, actually. I'd like to get your thoughts, your contributions to this.
It really baffles me when we see our own citizen being treated like a commoner. This same man, what crime has he committed?
All right.
He wrote it, according to if he defamed you. Has he committed any crime? Or okay, what it was written in there, is it a lie? Well, we have people who are being convicted, some criminals, some people who have looted Nigeria, have looted our wealth, looted our money, they are walking free. What happened to Yaya Bello? Was he treated in this way? How have so many other politicians who have invested Nigerian money with evidence, even Emefiele that is facing trial now, are they treating him the way they are treating this man? No, they're not treating him the way. Because they feel this man, when they see people who are speaking the truth to their face, they try to intimidate them by all means. It's so wrong. We need to condemn this art. It's against inhuman. Like this art is against what we stand for as a nation. This man have not done anything. According to them, they say he defamed them in the write-up. What the man said about them, is it right or true? That's what we need to ask. Is this man a criminal? Why are they treating him like a common criminal? He did nothing. He didn't invest anything. We have some politicians who are still moving freely. We saw Bello a few days ago. He's looking fresh, gallivanting. So he's looking smiling. Same person that have been dodging the EFCC for more than months now, for more than 3 to 4 months now. So what happened? Are they treating the way they are treating this man? So the whole thing is just frustrating. When we Nigerians say things like this, some people will be scared to speak the truth. Because they feel like when this man can pass something like that, because he wrote he wrote something concerning some person who he feels he have evidence on them. All right? These people now, we have people in this country who feels that they have the power to do anything they want to do. Nothing will happen. They have the power to arrest anybody, to detain anybody, to do anything anyhow they want to do because they are in power. They have anything. No, we need to condemn it. That's the one thing that's killing this nation. That power, they feel that they are the Almighty. I heard people when they feel like they are God. Right? They have the power to do this person this time and do nothing will happen. That's what we are finding in this our country because they feel they control the police, they control the judiciary, they control anybody. Once they make a phone call, it will be detained and nothing will happen. That is what is happening. So the way they are treating this man is very bad. We need to condemn this as, they are treating him like a common criminal. Well, we have some people who are working freely, who have invested our fund, are working freely. Okay,
so there are concerns. A lot of Nigerians too are saying that probably this is a proof to what he actually wrote in his book. Talking about the whole scenario surrounding this, his arrest and all of that. So I would like to get your thoughts too. What do you think?
Well, I'm not a lawyer though. We only tend to speak about what we know or what we hear.
I quite understand.
Things like this, we've been hearing some conflicting judgments here and there, where courts are not supposed to dish out an order. Okay. Will dive into that particular matter just because they want to benefit something from that particular politician who might be, interested in that particular case. At the end, they know that they are not supposed to deliver these judgments. They are not even supposed to sit for that particular judgment, but they will sit on it because they feel that nothing will happen. That is it. So, when things like this, happen, we tend to believe what the man is saying because he's playing out.
All right. So let's move on to the last story now. A former federal lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani, has lamented that the Kaduna-Abuja free train ride announced by President Bola Tinubu's government has facilitated the movement of thugs. ATN recalls that on December 26, the federal government announced a free train ride for any Nigerian wishing to travel during the Christmas festivities. The initiative, which received praise from citizens, has reportedly been hijacked in some quarters by thugs, according to Shehu Sani. In a post on his official X microblogging platform on Friday, the former lawmaker expressed his concerns, lamenting that thugs have taken over the Kaduna-Abuja train station for aimless trips. He wrote, the federal government, the FGD, beg your pardon, Kaduna-Abuja free train ride is a good gesture that has not helped those traveling for Christmas, but provided an opportunity for thugs to take over the station and the train sits, just traveling to and from Abuja without purposes. Wow. This was supposed to be a good gesture by the president, actually. But here shows Sani saying that it has been hijacked by thugs and all of that. It happens to that lots of government's properties are usually being hijacked, if in some cases, by thugs and and criminals, criminal elements. I would like to get your thoughts quickly. We are out of time.
When I heard about this free train ride, it's a good development. But one thing is just that, we as, when we have leaders who always allow the federal government to do all the work for them. If a government, introduce a free train, you as the governor, you have the power, to issue a security notice, or maybe, to make sure that that thing or that train is off now is in safe hand.
All right.
All right. So also have some citizens who feels that once they see an opportunity, they will feel that opportunity to embezzle, to vandalize anything, to cause mayhem, also to terrorize that particular. That's the situation in Nigeria. And again, the alarm the former senator is raising now is cause for concern, but they will never take it serious until when we hear that particular, maybe some set of people have been hijacked or they have been kidnapped, they have been abducted. That's when you see the government running to and fro. And it's a good citizen, they have some issues like this, a concern like this, they need to, show proactiveness. But our government, they feel relaxed.
Do you think the president is to be blamed, or the operators of the train station? Who do you think needs to be blamed in this regard?
Well, I would say the government to be blamed in general, not both the federal and the state.
And not the operators of the train station?
No. Why are you the operator? they say free train for all Nigerians. Who do you know? Do you know who is?
Well, they might have given them criteria to look out for, when talking about the general public.
Nigerians, anything free is always free with crowd. How do you control the crowd? The operators say cannot do that alone without a directive, either from the governor or from the ministry handling that particular train. So that's, you need to, when issue like this, when it's anything being free in Nigeria, you see that's why we have some cases of stampede here and there. People tend to go through that particular because it's free. Because you cannot afford any ride.
Okay. Thank you so much for the interest to that. I really appreciate your time for being on ATN Politics today. We look forward to having you more next on ATN Politics.
Right,
thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. This is ATN Politics. This is where we wrap it up on ATN Politics today. Remember, we are open for adverts, placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, products, service promotion and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are always the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Victor Peter.
Changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the war.